Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Pardon me, but I have to change out my whiteboard here and I forgot to do that. So I am working on my Monday series, which you guys know every month I concentrate on one stamp set suite bundle. So let me finish writing this. February. So this is the first Monday. This is a sketch card. Woohoo! So this one's gonna air on the 5th of November. So this just shows me when I go to load my video what I'm gonna type in the description. That's why I use my whiteboard, guys. So we're doing the first Monday of the month in February 5th, 2024, a sketch. I found this on Pinterest under sketches. This was called Mary Sketches, and it didn't have a number or anything, but it said cards with the Z, tv.blogspot.com. But I found it on Pinterest. Now, of course, I did change it up, but this is what inspired me. So oh, I do have a sample too. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Once again, let me show you what was using the Notes of Nature. This is the bundle. This is the dies. I did not use the dies. I just used the stamps. So, and of course, I brought in some retired product, some R.Razzleberry, and I have everything cut. And my stamp set, the DSP I'm using is the Regal 6x6 Designer Series paper. Now, this is the retired one, but if you have the current, Regal's colors, let me show you. Use those in a current color. I just happen to have the R.Razzleberry. I don't have the current. Little 6x6 pads of paper in the catalog. Where are they? That's not them, but I'm sure they're right around the corner. I have the gorgeous gingham. I could have done some in Berry Burst. I forgot about that. Are they not doing the colors anymore? Come on. Oh, here they are. So these are the In Colors patterns. These are the patterns that are current at the moment in Regals, Settles, Neutrals, and Brights. And then again, these are the same pattern, just in the newest In Colors. I am using one of those retired sets. And R.Razzleberry. So this is my envelope, which I didn't like the little dottage, so we're not going to use that. I used some DSP on the envelope. This is the inside. I don't like this. I put that on there before I stamped. I just like the stamping, so we're going to keep it sweet and simple. So let's get started with what you will need. You'll need the stamp set, of course. And like I said, in this card sketch, if you'll look, it had 1, 2, 3 little pieces of white. But these were just 1-inch tiny little squares. And I was like, that is too tiny. I wonder if this is an inch. This is 1.25 inches, right? So the other ones, they were just too small for me. So that's why I needed to change it up, guys. That's my thinking anyway. So we are going to need the card base. I'm just going to use the card instead of getting everything out. 5.5 by 8.5 scored at 4 1/4 in R.Razzleberry. Layer number 1, this one right there, the white, is just a piece of white cardstock. I thought it just brightened it up. That is 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to need to cut 2 of those, one for the inside. DSP layer is 3 3/4 by 5. That's this piece here. And that, of course, is the Regal's retired color. Then next we have that little pop of color, that little bit of F.FREESIA, which F.FREESIA and R.Razzleberry are gorgeous together. is 2 by 4 3/4. That's this one here. Next, we have layer number 3, which are, you're going to need to cut 2 of the white, and they are 1 1/4 inch squared. Then next we have the layer underneath them, which is R.Razzleberry, which is 1 1/2 by 1 1/2. Next we have this white sentiment strip here. This is 3/4 by 3 1/4, and then its layer behind it is a 1 by 3 1/2 inch, and just some little embellishments. So, and then the rest of this, I used one piece of 6 by 6 DSP, and I used the strip that was left over on my envelope. So let's get started. Now I do want to show you, I did write this down. These are basic layer measurements. And let me get my cardstock out. So this is 4 1/4 by 5. That's what the front of your card base is, at least in the USA. So your next layer, which is my white layer, right? Here we have it. Basic layers is 4 by 5 1/4. That leads us to our next layer, which could be cardstock DSP, is the 3 3/4 by 5, and you can keep going. But if you look at it, 3 3/4 by 5, take it down 1/4, will be 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I'm just taking off 1/4 inch layers, so I'm going to keep that. I used to keep those written all the time, handy for myself, because I was really bad with measurements. And I'm talking, I was bad. It just really bugged me. So I'm going to use my large bottle of Tombow today, because it is so cold. I went to get a club soda off of my back porch here, and it was frozen solid still. And yesterday we were like, oh, it's going to warm up. And I thought, oh, everything will be great, right? No. Warm up for here right now was 30 degrees, because it was down to like 10, 11 degrees the other night. So yeah, it warmed up by 20 degrees. You can't really tell. Oh, so anyways. Oh, and when I was designing this card, just so you know, my aunt's birthday is in February, on Valentine's Day. So she loved her gift so much at Christmas that I did my entire Saturday series and Monday series for her. Stamped it, cut it, put it all together in a box, wrote down, you know, this is what you need to do. And she loved it so much that now I'm doing it again for her birthday. She's like, I would like that for my birthday. So when I cut this, I'm cutting extra. So it was kind of a bit today. A sip of my drink. So next, my little F.FREESIA. As I was talking, I glued the white layer down, then the DSP layer, now that little pop of F.FREESIA down. And all I'm doing with this is trying to get somewhat the same amount top and bottom and on the left side. This is going to leave us all of this over here. What can you do if you don't have R.Razzleberry DSP, but you have R.Razzleberry paper? To do this card, I would use this and this one and make my own DSP. I'm looking for something. Well, I don't have. Nope. Gonna have to wait. Anyways, that's what I would do if you didn't have some DSP to use. So let's get all my bits out here. Oh, are you kidding me? My little 1 1/4 inch squares are missing. Here are my 2 R.Razzleberry ones. The top one we can put down. I know that for certain. This one, just try to get the same amount here, here, and up here. Don't worry about down there. That one can go down. I got one extra here. My sentiment, this piece I doubt if I'm going to use, but it looks like, for whatever reason, I cannot find my scrap, my little squares. So I'm going to have to cut some on the fly here. This will do. You guys just see me cut paper. That's just what you wanted to do, right? All right, here I thought I was being so good. And maybe I stuck them in my aunt's package. So I'm going to cut it to, let's see, we need 1 1/4. I need 2 squares that are 1 1/4. There's one. And I'm just using scrap, guys. You guys know me, hopefully by now. There's 1. 1 1/4 and 1 1/4. Those 2 bits can be recycled. All right, so these we are going to do our stamping. Shuffle everything out of the way. I'm going to stamp on that. Did I just get rid of my sentiment strip? Oh, I most certainly did. That's 3/4. This is not it, but it will be. Y'all, I hope y'all are laughing because I'm like, lost my mind here. You guys saw me. Oh, it's under it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to go nuts. Oh, deep breath. So, the sentiment I chose is just a little note to say hello. You guys knew I was going to use that one. Of course I'm going to use it. And I am going to change this. On this one, I use the dots. I'm not going to use the dots on this one. So hopefully I can get this somewhat straight in the center. If not, I will flip it over. That's great. I want to use this one. But I'm going to stamp off. And I'm going to put that there. Stamp off. And then do it again on that side. There we go. That one's done. Let's go ahead and glue it to its counterpart. So this little strip that I'm gluing down is 3/4 of an inch by 3 1/4. I am gluing it to a 1 inch by 3 1/2 inch piece of rich razzleberry. Now we're going to stamp our 2 squares. One is going to be this leaf pattern, and I know that the square is going to sit like this, right? Except something's on that one. So I want this to be at an angle, like so. Try not to get ink on me. So there's one. Ta-da! Now this one, I want it to go if I had it going this way, I'm going to switch this one to go this way. All right. So those are going to go there. Where's my white piece for the inside of my card? Have to turn it a bit this way. So I'm going to put a bit there and a bit up there. No, I didn't do that one. I did this. I was like, what am I doing? So I want to do this here. And such an inky, juicy pad. And this one, not so much of it, just a little at the top. Bring in the little field flowers. They remind me, I think they look like Queen Anne's lace. Some there. Some on there. And just a little bit right there. It just got a single one. That is a whole little bit. All right. So stamping is not complete. I moved the wrong thing. Move that aside. We want to stamp. I have to turn this over because that ink is really juicy. So I'm going to put that little bit down there. Bring in the leaves. Stamp. This time I'm going to stamp off. Right there. I can't even tell I stamped off. It's so juicy, but it is. All right, so there's our envelope. We're going to put our piece on the back here in a second. Just want to close up that R.Razzleberry because that is a dangerous ink pad, guys. It is dangerous. Okay, so I'm going to scribble. And this piece is 2.25 by 6. Now I'm going to butt this all the way up to the top. This is just what was left over for me cutting my DSP. I like to use a bone folder on this to smooth out the glue. And then I want to point something out to you guys. I'll bring that Stampin' Pierce mat back so hopefully you can see it. Do you see this little white strip right there? We're going to hack that off with guillotine after I do some fussy cutting real quick. So, I mean, this is just a great use of your DSP on an envelope just to help tie it in with your card. So the DSP only goes to there. And then, oops. There we go. All right. So you can still see my little white strip, right? That is not a very good thing to have. So guillotine. And this is not going to hurt the sticky stuff, even though I like to use wet glue now because of COVID on my envelope. So I'm just going to cut that off. So now you will not see, I mean, it's not rounded, but it isn't bad. It's a straight little line. You just don't see that little white bit. You never know. Ooh. So now our envelope is all matchy-matchy. Let's get this card done. So there is nothing on the inside of this card. So we're going to go ahead, see ink everywhere with R.Razzleberry. It always has been that way. X dot 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 dot. Top is the little ones. All right. There's the inside, and it is I must have cut that a bit crooked. So here's that one, this one, dimensional. So thinking fingers. You guys like my nail design? Oh, I got the girl who usually does my daughter. So happy. So we're gonna put just 2. I mean, I think putting 4 on that tiny little square is a waste. So that's not happening with me. This one is the top. All right, top. Then I'm not putting that one on yet. I can put the dimensionals though on it. I mean, if you want to get fussy and you're like, oh, that bugs me, you know what? Use some minis on the others. Or use minis all the way around. But if that bugs you guys here, now it's got one in all 4 corners. So I think that is a bit of an excess. And that little one is like, I am not going willingly. So this one now is going to go onto its counterpart, but it's going to go this way. But what I am looking for is I'm looking to see where this piece is going to go. And it's going to go right to the edge of here, but I want to leave almost the same amount here as I do up there. And yes, this is going on dimensionals, 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Look how big this one is. This one has 4 dimensionals. 2 are minis, yes. But that's why. This one first. Move that out of the way. I can't really see when it's not directly in front of me. So there we have it. Just a little note. Now this one gonna get some glue. Big old X, no dot, dot, dot. And I want that to go this way And now I put it in its, hopefully, its place, which is right there. You can take the Wink Estella. That's the black Wink Estella. And just make little sparklies on it so when light hits it, it is gorgeous. Now, dimensionals. Bling. This is where I had a dilemma. I used some, I'm trying to see if we have any, no blue, no green, no those. Ooh, you know what? Those would be really, I didn't like any of these. That gold just didn't go for me. Nope, we're going to go with these. Sorry, they're not Stampin' Up. They were in my little stash of stuff. Cut this apart. All right, because they look better. I'm missing my clear rhinestones. My basic Jill rhinestones are missing. I'm hoping I ordered some. I ordered something, but I don't think I ordered it. So I'm going to put one there and one there, because this is what I did on the other one. And up here I did, wonder if I should come in. Oh, don't go there. No. See, I'm thinking that maybe, nope, it's got to go there because the pattern is bugging me if I don't put it in there. So it's going to stay there. If I could have found my basic jeweled rhinestones, I would have used it, but I cannot figure out where. You guys didn't see it. I had these. If I had done in colors, this is Moody Mauve, would have been, you know what, that would have been really pretty on there, because that really, I should have used those. I didn't even think those would go with the R.Razzleberry, but it does. So here is our card. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. At least I think so. I'll show you the change up we made. I didn't use the dots. I used that little grid, and I like it so much better. Very, very simple, easy card. And I hope you enjoy the variety of cards I try to bring with you. This is my sketch card for Monday, February 5th, I do believe. Yes. Using the notes of nature. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please, if you have not subscribed, would you consider? It would help me out. And if you have, I am so, so thankful. I really, really am. And I want to invite you to come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now.